Hi Leo, thank you for joining me for your June general read. Please remember that this is still a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for absolutely everyone, and that includes cross-watchers. Please switch the energies around if it applies, but never try and force a timeline to fit. If it isn't your story this time, then it's absolutely okay to just leave it be. You'll normally find that the bits that are not hitting the mark for you are actually part of someone else's timeline. So you take the bits that are for you and you leave the bits that don't. Okay, so let's get into this for you then, Leo. Right. I have already pre-shuffled through all of your tarot decks. It's just some viewers do like to see that extra shuffle on camera. Okay, so... Okay. Right, so we've got card number 27, Receiving, and it's a card all about self-love and self-care. It says, release all false guilt and shame about having needs. My immediate reaction that comes with this card for you, Leo, is you are reevaluating what you need, and you are appreciating that it's that old cliche, isn't it? You can't pour from an empty cup. So you're no longer going to feel or be made to feel guilty for you having your needs. So for some of you, there's been a sort of a toxic belief that you had to put your own needs and your own wants to the back burner in favour of other individuals. You're no longer going with that rhetoric, and you're completely changing up your energies here. And I really do like seeing that energy for you, because you're turning your back here on codependency, and you're realizing that it's not healthy when you continue to put yourself out in favor of making others happy. That's really not healthy for you. This hasn't been done on a whim. This has been in the works, I'm feeling, for quite a few years for some of you here. And it has actually taken quite a lot for you to get to this stage of realizing that self-care is not selfish. In fact, that's the best thing that you can do for yourself and the individuals around you that you love and care about. Yeah, you genuinely cannot pour from an empty cup. For some of you, you're not quite at that stage yet. For some of you, you're still sort of battling with feeling guilty about you having your needs needing to be met. So some of you are not quite at that stage where you're not feeling guilty. So there is a little bit of a sort of internal conflict here for some, and it's like, yeah, there is definitely reorganization here of your energies and reprioritizing also. Now, it's not to say that you're going to go around deliberately hurting others. I don't want that getting twisted in any way. It's just literally throughout the month of June, you are going to start putting your own happiness first. It's time for you to stop doing all of the giving, and the month of June is your time to be receiving. Okay, so I will make room for your tarot. And I will speed up this part of the video as well, just so that you're not sitting watching me shuffle through an entire tarot deck. Okay, Leo Collective, please, for June. Okay, so Leo, the zodiacs that I can see in your read, and please don't hold on too tightly to the zodiacs that I mentioned, because unless you know the other individual's entire chart, then it's really difficult to say whether or not it's going to be useful information for you. Some individuals do find the information useful and others not so much, or indeed any of these signs could be somewhere in your own chart. Okay, so we've got the King of Wands, which is your energy, it's Leo energy. You've got the Lovers, which is Gemini energy. The Devil, which is Capricorn energy. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. The Two of Coins is Jupiter in Capricorn. The Emperor is Aries energy, or Divine Masculine energy. The Six of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius energy, and you've got Aquarius energy again with the Star. The Empress, that's Divine Feminine energy. It's also Venus, element of Earth. You've got your major arcana here, so you could be dealing with another Leo. The Three of Wands, that's Sun in Aries energy. The Nine of Wands, which is Moon in Sagittarius. The Knight of Cups, which is Piscean energy. The Tower, which is Mars energy, so it's the element of fire. And the Queen of Swords is Libran energies. Okay, so your current overall energy, with it being the King of Wands and the Lovers. Now, there's a spark here. You've received a confidence boost here, Leo, and it does pertain to the first oracle card that we had out for your energies, where you're releasing all false feelings of guilt and shame about you having your needs and wanting to have your needs being met. So that inner work that we're seeing right there has given you a confidence boost here, and it is pertaining to a love or romantic connection, with the Lovers being here. Just out of curiosity, the Two of Swords. So some of you were struggling to make a decision, because the Two of Swords is all about an impasse and being at a crossroads, being unable to finalise your decision. And the Lovers, again, it can indicate union. Mostly it pertains to having a choice or making a choice. It also indicates that this particular connection is that there's some sort of soul bond here between you both. And I'm looking here at the Lovers, the Emperor and the Empress energies. So we've got Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and then confirmation of the soul link twice, in fact, with the Lovers and the Devil. The interesting thing about the Lovers and the Devil, when they show up in a read together, it's actually the same card. And I will see if I can quickly find the, well, I say the original version. Right. Okay, so hopefully you can see the way that I'm seeing the Devil and the Lovers. It's like literally the same card. It's just two different extremes of the same energies, basically, when they appear in a read together like they have here. So yeah, again, there is an incredibly strong soul bond here that you're dealing with. And for some of you, I'm feeling that this connection for you has instigated your spiritual growth, with it being such an intense connection. Okay, so I'll just put these away for now. That was literally just to show you what I was getting at with the Lovers and the Devil. There is something that is keeping you tied together that is not of this world. It's your souls, basically. That there's definitely a soul level recognition. You've had this spark of inspiration here, and now it's looking very much like you have made your mind up and you are indeed going to be pursuing your soul connection. So with it being the divine feminine and the divine masculine, for me as a reader, this is feeling a lot like some sort of twin flame connection. There is something very profound here that you're dealing with, Leo. And again, with the Temperance card, that's the card of divine guidance, and you've got divine timing with the Star. You've got divine intervention with the Tower. Yeah, and then your own energy showing up here quite dominantly in your read a couple of times also. So I can completely understand how it's spurned on this sort of inner work that you've been doing. You're feeling more confident now. You feel that you've cleared away enough of the sort of old energies that you were dealing with. You feel that you're in a much healthier position now in order to sort of pursue this soul connection. For some of you as well, it's like you're questioning your own intuition here a bit, and there is certainly a wonder if you have imagined what this connection is or if it's real. With the amount of divine cards here in your read, Leo, your intuition is spot on. This is definitely a very, very profound connection here that you're dealing with. And it's like you can feel, I don't quite know how to put it into words because it's really, really difficult to explain. It's like you can feel the divine energies. It's like, it's not hearing the divine, it's that thought that is louder than all of your other thoughts that you know haven't strictly come from you. It is really, really difficult to put into words. So I'm looking at this here, Leo. You've got the Devil, the Six of Swords, and then the Three of Wands. So this combination here, your emotional burdens were toxic to you, and you're leaving them behind. You've been working through those toxic thoughts, and for the most part they were actually thoughts that other individuals of your past put in your mind, that they were not yours. And this connection that is spurned on this inner work for you has really, as I say, it's put you in a situation where you've been reevaluating what is needing left in the past and what can be sort of worked through. But what I'm trying to get at here is you feel now that you've done enough of that work, that you're in a much better position here to start pursuing. Some of you are literally waiting for communication from your divine partner here with the Three of Wands. It's literally, it's the card of waiting for your ships to come in. So there is an energy of expectations here that is connected to the Three of Wands. So you're expecting any day now that your divine partner is going to receive the sort of divine nudges that you have been, in order for you both to start sort of bringing this connection into union. This has been quite a lengthy process, and for some of you this has gone on for 2 years and more. For some of you, not all of you. But there is definitely a lot of sort of working through old habits, old energies, really honouring your emotions as well, and sort of just working through them and trying to compromise with yourself that you know, it's really difficult to explain, because you've been going through kind of like a toxic shame here. You were always made to feel guilty about having basic needs, and now it's like you've come to a compromise within yourself, and you've realised that's not right, and that's not what life is all about. It's finding that sort of happy balance within yourself first. So again, for some of you, not all of you, you were literally brought up to believe that you always had to put others before yourself, and that's not right. And I'm looking here at basically your awakening. And again, with this combination here with the Temperance, the Six of Swords and the Strength, I'm seeing here that your new energies and your new ways of thinking and of doing has actually given you a bit of an adrenaline boost here. You're genuinely feeling more confident now, now that you realise that there is a bigger purpose to life as a bigger picture, but more importantly, that there's a bigger purpose to your life. You're capable of far more than what you were ever made to believe, basically. I'm also seeing here in your read, Leo, that you've been holding on to hope that your divine partner is feeling your energy still. And I can tell you that from going by this spread, they definitely are still feeling your energy. So there's been a little bit of a sort of wavering to you, a bit of being unsure about the situation. Somebody could also be a little bit in the spotlight here with the star. So either you're in the spotlight and somebody's watching you, Leo, or it's the other way around, and it's your divine partner that's in the spotlight and you're watching them. I am also being reminded here of the recent Divine Masculine read that I've just done, with the Devil and the Emperor coming out here. This is very, very similar energies to what came out in that particular read. So some of you Leos watching are Divine Masculines. And what I saw in that read, and I'm seeing it again in your read, Leo, is the Divine Masculines have been struggling with their societal norms. So they're breaking free of restrictions that were placed upon them according to their society rules. And it's looking a lot here like you're discovering that those rules and those restrictions that were imposed upon you, and they were not put there by your choice, you're realizing that they're actually really, really toxic in more ways than one, and you're breaking free from them. You definitely are. Even if you're a female that's watching as well, we've all got divine masculine and divine feminine within us. It's literally just all about utilizing and balancing out those energies. Okay, so there is definitely that same theme that is running through your read here, Leo. It's taken you a lot of bravery as well to get up to the stage that you're currently at. It's you genuinely taking your own destiny in your own hands and being in charge of your own life here, and indeed taking charge of this divine connection, because you can no longer ignore the calling here. It's far too it's too loud for you to ignore. It's too consistent for you to ignore. I think you're actually getting past a stage now where you're questioning it so much, and that there is definitely an acceptance here. And again, that has come from all of that inner work that you've been doing on yourself. What I'm actually looking at here, Leo, is you putting the finishing touches and getting ready for a union with a divine partner here. That is what I'm genuinely looking at in your read. So a union is just around the corner, and you can feel it. You can feel it not just physically or mentally, you can feel it on a soul level. It's like you've been through that whole initial magnetic pull. You've been through the dark night of the soul, and this is literally that light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. You're seeing it now. You're actually seeing that light. You're seeing and you're feeling that change in the wind. And to be perfectly honest with you as well, Leo, I'm feeling your tiredness, so you definitely do need to have a break. And I'm pretty sure that came up in your read last month about Leos not getting enough sleep. Their stress and their worry and their anxiety was negatively affecting your sleep. It's eased off a little bit this month, but it is definitely still there. So that there is still a bit of self-care yet to do. I appreciate how much of a cheesy little cliche that sounds, but it's absolutely true. And bearing in mind as well that the type of connection that you're working with here is a divine connection, and it is a very, well, it's an energy and soul-based connection. And that contributes to the intensity, so it is going to take a lot out of you. An extra sleep and extra self-care is definitely called for. But again, already you've done amazingly well to sort of battle with the guilt. You feeling guilty about taking care of yourself. Obviously, when you hear those words coming from another individual, then you'll appreciate how ridiculous it actually sounds, right? But that's what you've been living with pretty much all of your life up until the point of meeting your divine partner. And it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that anybody would have taught you that you have to put yourself last. That is ridiculous. And complete shame on them, absolutely. I mean, how dare they? You will normally find that individuals like that would have done it for their own benefit and not actually through love, because any individual that loves you would back you up all the way that you absolutely do need to fill your own cup first. And I can see that for some of you, that particular individual is actually still in your energies as well. And I can see that because it's showing up in your guidance. But before I jump too far ahead, in fact, no, I am going to jump far ahead because we're on the topic. The toxic individual that has you believing that you should put them first all of the time and that you should put yourself last. Your guidance here is literally the Tower and Queen of Swords. So they need to go. There isn't a polite way of saying it here, Leo. There genuinely isn't. The Tower and the Queen of Swords. The toxic individual needs to go. You need to remove them from your life permanently. And with it being the Tower, that is it's divine energy. So the divine has got your back with this. It's also Mars energy. And Mars pertains to action, desires and aggression. So for some of you, that toxic individual is aggressive, and they literally, again, I don't like it when the word narcissist is thrown around. In this particular read, it is very, very appropriate. For some Leos, yes, you have got a narcissistic individual in your energies, and the divine is strongly urging you, and they're going to be helping you to remove the narcissist out of your life. Your job is then with them to draw the line in the sand and to maintain your boundaries, and to also be aware of any kind of emotional blackmail that comes from their end towards you. In order to try and stop you or guilt you into not walking away from them. But this is going to be very, very difficult for some of you, because this is, for some of you, not all of you, this is pertaining to a parental figure who they literally only have their best interests at heart, and it's no good for you. So I am seeing here an energies. Again, if it's not your story, leave it be. But this particular Leo is being strongly advised to go complete no contact with a narcissistic parental figure. Okay, it's completely up to you, Leo, but obviously if that is meant for you, you're going to feel that deep inside you. You're going to feel, right? So there is definitely a Leo that is watching here that absolutely has to cut off a narcissistic individual permanently. No go backsies, none. Right? Not with the Tower and the Queen of Swords in your guidance. Also in your guidance is the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So the Nine of Wands pertains to perseverance. And your Knight of Cups is a romantic invitation, but it's also pertaining to a chance that is to be grasped. It's also about remaining. It's also about following your heart as well. So you're being heavily guided here to persevere, to push through, and to follow your heart. They're also letting you know here that you're on the right path when it pertains to you cleaning up your life. Right, we'll try and get some more clarity for you. It's for Leo, please. Thank you. Right, so we've got blast from the past. Someone or something, a situation from the past returns, nostalgia, out of the blue, old or older, and proposal. Get proposed to, surprise gift, something that is proposed, and something moving to the next level. this blast from the past, that is part and parcel of, it's like the remnants of an old tower that you're being guided to literally pull the rest of that old tower down. That's that. And your proposal card, that is pertaining to your divine connection, and how close you are into union. For some of you, you probably wouldn't anticipate how close you actually are to this. It's a lot closer than you think. Right, meow. That is a card all about fitting in. So for those who are trying to go against your restrictions that have been imposed upon you by whatever your societal norms are. So for some of you, if there's some sort of organised religion or something, it's something like that, that's it's got some kind of human rules attached to it that deliberately restrict others. You're turning your back on that and you're becoming more free-spirited. You're no longer trying to fit in. You're going to start making your own rules, because ultimately it's your life and you're in charge. Sorry Not Sorry and Puppet Master, both of these again are pertaining to the narcissistic individual in your energies that you're being guided to get rid of. Friction, sarcasm, false apology, apathy, forgive, make amends, harbouring hurt or resentment. Pulling your strings, narcissist, manipulation or control. Assert yourself and addictive relationship. Yeah, you are going to be releasing lingering resentment towards that individual, and in order to do that you need the confidence to assert yourself. Some of you are at that stage, and others of you are sort of building up to it. It literally just depends on where you are in your timeline. Okay. It's for Leo, please. Oh. Okay. The Selkie and her skin. Reclaiming your authenticity. And this card is all about the status quo is currently keeping you trapped. You're reclaiming your authenticity and you're taking back full control of your life. These rules and expectations that were imposed upon you, they might have worked for a while in the past, that it's not working for you anymore. It really isn't. So it's like you're shedding the old skin here, and you're going to start living the way that you want, with the connection that you want, and without narcissists being in your life. It's like you're completely wiping the slate entirely clean here, and then you're writing on it the things that you want to write on it, and the way that you want to do things. Just for Leo, please. Okay, thank you. Right, so we've got new moon in Gemini and new moons. I'm smiling because I've literally just said the word, and now we've got a new moon card. New moons pertain to clean slates, potential, new cycles beginning, and your dreams, your aspirations. Communication is key. It says check your priorities and wipe the slate clean. A time to tell someone how you feel. Don't be all in your head and not in your heart, and somebody is flirting with you. I mean, I'm really limited here about how much I can elaborate on that card because it's doing a fantastic job there as speaking for itself. Communications key, Leo. Once you've wiped the slate clean of that individual there, it's time for you then to speak your truth to your divine partner and bring the connection in. Healing message, please, for Leo. Okay, so you've got number 24, stuck in the mud. And it says, you are being invited to stop and savour the wonder of your life. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you in even muddier places. Now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you will be out of the mud, but for now be still and know that Spirit has got a plan for you. For some of you, that narcissistic individual was keeping you stuck in a situation or a lifestyle that you just don't want to be a part of. Positive affirmations for Leo, please. Okay. Also with that stuck in the mud card, it's about not getting stuck on the little things because you've got far bigger and more important things to be exerting your energies on at the moment. So it's like don't get stuck on the little things, the little insignificant things. Right. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So you're being guided here back towards the individual that you always felt in your heart and in your soul that you were supposed to be. See, again, with those human imposed restrictions, whatever that pertains to for you, it pulls people out of alignment of who they're supposed to be and who they actually truly are in their soul. You're being guided back to you. Right, so for those of you who are easily offended at swearing, then your read has ended now. Thank you very much for watching. And for those of you who don't give a shit, this is the Rebel deck. This is the oracle that I always use at the end of the first set of 12 readings for every month. So for example, these don't show up mid-month and thereafter. These are literally just reserved for the first week of every month. They're very brutal, very to the point, and they work in exactly the same way as all of the other tarot and oracle, where it's for the viewers to decide what side of the table that they're sitting at for every single card that comes out. So they're all still completely interchangeable. Okay, so let's see what comes out for you then, Leo. Okay, right, so we've got lightning. Ooh. Figure shit out on your own. Stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking in on that person. Just fucking stop. Spend your time with someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. So stop worrying so much about what others who only are trying to control you think about you. Okay? Ask a fucking expert. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Leo. Please like, share or subscribe if that has resonated for you, and thank you so much to all of those who have already supported my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, then that information can be found in my descriptions box below. So thank you again, Leo. Please do take care out there, and we shall speak again soon. Bye.